Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey, what's up, Joe? How are you?
All right, what you doing?
I'm counting money. There's this awesome game coming out. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
Hey, get back here. That's my money.
Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey, Joe, when did you get here?
What are you doing?
What? I'm playing this weird game called Incredible Crisis.
Huh, cool. I like weird games. Show it to me.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Incredible Crisis.
Well, Incredible Crisis for the PlayStation is basically full of mini-games. The story has you going through a typical day as each member of a family. More than once while playing this game, you'll probably be wondering, what the hell? Some of the games are pretty fun to play, but others are downright tough and require you to use your brain.
I guess that's bad news for you.
It's bad news for everybody, Joe. There's lots of button mashing here, so your arms are going to be really sore by the time you're done playing. But overall, it's enjoyable for the most part and a good idea for a game.
All the way up. All the way left. Ooh, you dirty old man.
Yeah, Dave, this game is kind of strange, I guess.
Why do you sound like that? Do you have something stranger?
Yeah, how about Cho Aniki? It's a strange shooter.
Yeah, I got that feeling too.
There are a bunch of them released for different systems in Japan, but this one right here is the Saturn version. The title is actually longer than just Cho Aniki, but it's probably best I don't even try to pronounce all that. I have no idea what the premise of the game actually is, but you can choose either a male or a female fighter from the beginning, which is your ship. The game starts you out by controlling a giant dude who is constantly spinning. Once you make it past this, you get to the actual first stage. You've got two muscle-bound dudes who basically act as your options and shields. If you choose a female character, you get baby angels or something like that instead. You know, at first, I really didn't think the game was as weird as people on the internet made it out to be. But then I got to the boss of stage 1. What the hell?
Oh my god, there's so many disgusting images that come to mind when I see this guy. Ugh.
Yeah, some of the other bosses are pretty damn weird as well. As a game, I'm not tremendously impressed. It's just not very well designed. For one, your character is too big and the weapons are very weak. There's often no place to go when the screen gets filled with stuff. And the stage 3 boss is probably the hardest boss in the entire game. Once you beat the first form, you must defeat the shell. But those things that are hopping around, they kill you in one hit and they can't be defeated. The only way to avoid them is to stay high on the screen, but you can't shoot down. If you make it past this, then you must defeat some guy on a cow. Same story here, as those things are still hopping around. I've got to be missing something, as no game designer could be this cruel, could they?
Did you already forget about our Western Developed Games episode, Joe?
Once you get past this, the game is suddenly much easier. The graphics are fairly, creepy, and the music is somewhat enjoyable, though it's mostly in mono despite there being a stereo option.
I thought the sound effects didn't fit a lot of the images. Some were underwhelming and others were, well, overpowered.
Overall, the only thing this game has going for it is its weirdness. The other games in the series are better, but slightly less weird.
If you're into bodybuilding or just looking at dudes in banana hammocks, this game will have a lot more appeal for you. I didn't really care for it.
Next up is Wild Woody by Sega for the Sega CD.
I don't think you should have followed a game like Cho Aniki up with something called Wild Woody, Joe. You really need to start thinking things through.
Anyway, you're a pencil brought to life by some totem pole head, and naturally you've got lots of righteous 16-bit dude.
Call me Woody. Wild Woody.
You've got to round up the evil totem pole heads or something. It's a side-scrolling platformer, and your main attack is this.
Talk about rubbing one out.
Dude, come on. Anyway, you collect lots of stuff to sketch, and you can sketch things to help you out in certain situations.
It's time to start sketching.
The control seems pretty stiff, especially when you turn around.
The control in these bonus stages could be better too.
Pretty much everything about this game could be better. The graphics range from fair to fairly decent. The music has its moments of greatness, but sometimes it's almost annoying. You know, I'm not too sure what they were thinking when they greenlit this game late in the Sega CD's life.
Okay, I've got one. How about the original Katamari Damacy for the PS2? I mean, it may not seem like a weird game now since there are nearly a dozen different versions of this game, but think about when this game originally came out. I had no idea what the hell was going on in here. I mean, you play the role of a prince whose dad got drunk or something and destroyed all the stars in the universe. Since he's the king of all cosmos, he delegates the task of fixing everything to you. And you do this by collecting a bunch of crap on Earth and rolling it up into a ball. Once your ball gets big enough, it can be turned into a star or a constellation. Nothing is safe here. When you start out, you can only roll up small items. But as it gets bigger, you can roll up bigger items, even people.
You know, it's really interesting how you control this game with the dual analog pads. These are really the only controls you have to worry about. It may take a bit of time for some people to get used to, but to me it feels pretty natural.
Yeah, me too. It's a fun concept that worked out pretty well. To help add to the enjoyment, Namco added a very unique soundtrack to this game.
I'm surprised they left it intact when they brought it over to the US.
Well, I'm glad they did, and it's even enjoyable on its own outside of the game. But seriously though, this game is messed up, just like how the king spends his days.
Yeah, and I don't even want to know what he's up to with these pandas. He even shoots rainbows out of his mouth.
This whole game is like a really bad LSD trip. Not that I would know about LSD because I really don't. There's really only one thing about this game that I don't like. It literally makes me feel ill. There's something that happens here and I don't know if it's the frame rate or the effect of the growing ball, but I really get motion sick with this one.
Oh man, I thought I was the only one. This game does that to me too, big time.
It's sad because I can only play this game for about 30 to 45 minutes before I have to turn it off. Other than that, it's really a good game that everyone should try. Dude, those were some messed up games, man.
They were.
Jeez.
And they're my games now.
No, hey, get back here. Those are my games, Joe.
Hey Dave.
Hey, Joe. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What? Well, I figured we were talking about strange games before, and I
Yeah.
figured we'd just try some more, maybe.
Why, like that one right there?
Yeah, like this one here.
Yeah, okay, let's pop it in. Let's check it out.
Oh, okay. It came from the desert for the TurboGrafx CD as a video game parody of B-movies, I guess. You're Buzz, a hot-headed teenager in some small western town that's been taken over by alien bugs. Your ally, Doc, helps you figure out everything that's going on. You can choose where you want to go, and sometimes you get the most bizarre scenes that just don't make any sense.
Now listen up. You want the girl, you want knowledge, or you want strength. Now what's it gonna be? You probably want the girl, right? They usually do.
None of this seems to rattle Buzz much at all.
Later, at the foundry.
Much of the game is spent riding your motorcycle while listening to the really cool DJ on the radio. Your girlfriend is always calling in to complain about you.
Hello? cool, man?
You got me, babe.
Well, I've got this sort of boyfriend, but he's not part of the crowd.
She even cheats on you at the drive-in and you catch her.
Oh, hey, Buzz, what are you doing up there? We're trying to watch the movie here.
You know, I really don't understand this scene. Are you sitting on top of the movie screen or something? Are you floating in midair? What the hell?
Are you asking me? I have no idea. But the entire town thinks you caused some bad things to go down and are directly responsible for the crazy things going on.
You even get the best white trash parents a person could ever wish for.
Yo, let's show some respect from the folks who raised you, ungrateful little punks.
And as you can see, most of the game is spent watching FMV clips that make absolutely no coherent sense.
Yeah, and the FMV is unique to this version of the game as far as I know.
But you want to see what the real gameplay looks like? Here it is. Yep, graphics don't get much better than this.
Or gameplay for that matter. And these parts here are where the only sort of actual gameplay happens.
Overall, the game is great for its cheesiness, but damn is it slow.
That cheap trick of a girlfriend of yours called. She says maybe she's not going to be home tonight after all. Maybe she's going to go out with a friend. Maybe she's going to go to the drive-in to make out.
Calibri has been called possibly the best hummingbird-based shooter for the 32X. You know, I think the people who say that might be right. You start out putzing around doing regular old hummingbird things when all of a sudden you are given crazy powers.
There must have been something special in that flower you're sucking on.
Now it's your goal to rid the world of nasty insects and other things of that nature, but watch out for the frogs. As a hummingbird, naturally you can collect a few different weapons and other power-ups to help you out, like a shield.
Can't you just imagine looking out of your window and seeing a hummingbird flying around destroying bees with lasers and other projectiles? Who the hell thinks this stuff up?
Anyway, the graphics are good for the most part, and the music is hit or miss, but it's certainly nothing you'd want to listen to outside of the game itself. The gameplay is rather twitchy, and it's really easy to get hit and die. But it's worth it to play as a hummingbird who's hell-bent on destroying hornets and wasps everywhere.
Stretch Panic for the PS2 is an odd one by Treasure. In it, you star as a little girl who has a scarf which stretches things.
What? A treasure game with a gimmick? Color me surprised. Next, you'll probably tell me that it consists mostly of boss fights.
Well, yeah, it actually does. You try to stretch and snap back parts of bosses and objects as your main form of attack in your quest to save your vain sisters. But there are some regular areas in this game as well. Here, you can pull on the gigantic boobs of women walking around until you kill them.
Careful, sometimes they use their boobs to fly.
Each time you murder a big boobed woman, you get a point. You need a certain amount of points to enter the doors in the hub world. The main problem with this game is the control. The left stick walks you around and the right stick moves your scarf around, and it does not feel natural at all.
Oh, I definitely agree with you there. The control is very difficult to get accustomed to.
The camera is really annoying, and there is a lock-on button that somewhat helps, but even that's a pain to use.
Careful, Dave. This is a treasure game, and I think we're supposed to like them all unconditionally, but still, I agree with you.
Well, it's unique. It's got that going for it. But Stretch Panic certainly isn't Treasure's best.
Well, you know what a better Panic game is?
What?
That's right, Panic for the Sega CD by Data East. This has got to be one of the strangest games I've ever played. Basically, the entire world has gotten a massive computer virus which has affected every single device, even things like toilets and lawnmowers. It's a point-and-click game, and your main task is to blindly press buttons. Some buttons will do very strange things.
Attention! A mutant has been spotted. Approach with caution and plenty of Kleenex.
Others will take you to a different level, and some will even take you all the way back to the beginning. But watch out, some buttons are bombs and can do stuff like blowing up the Statue of Liberty or even all of New York City. Basically, you want to advance all the way to the end and press the correct button which stops the virus. But watching what everything does when you press these random, bizarre-looking buttons is half the fun.
Yeah, and seeing how other people watching you play the game react to all the nonsense here is the other half.
And there are a ton of scenes in this game, each with their own different buttons to press.
I once said I'd give an arm and a leg to live in Hawaii. They let me keep the leg.
You're going to need to take notes of what each button does if you actually want to beat the game, but I prefer just to go in and press buttons at random to see what they do. Be careful or you may even reboot your Sega CD.
Whoa, wait, Joe. That's the Mega CD boot screen. I'm not fooled.
You're a smart one, Dave, but it's still awesome that it's in here, though. I can't help but wonder what the people in Japan thought when they suddenly came upon this screen. Some of the scenes I can't even show you because they have cartoon nudity and YouTube can't handle that. Anyway, this is probably the most enjoyably strange game that I've played.
It's also the best button-pushing simulator that has ever been released to the video game market.
Get away from me!
But baby, I love you. How can you say that? I'm willing to change.
Go with your stuff!
Okay.
This has got to be the weirdest episode of GameSack ever.
Yes, it is.
Whoa, no you don't. I know what you're thinking and I'm sick of it. You did this back to me in episode number 48.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, remember?
Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey, Joe.
What you doing?
You know, playing with my 3DS.
Now I'm playing with the 3DS.
You know what, Joe? You've been doing this to me ever since before GameSack even.
I have not.
You have too, remember?
Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey, Joe.
What are you doing?
Eating chocolate?
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Hey, what are you doing? That's my chocolate. Bring that back. Give me that.
Oh, hey, Dave. What you up to?
Oh, hey, Joe. I'm on the internet. What are you doing? Get back here with that. That's my mouse. Bring it back. What a stick.
Oh, hey, Dave.
Hey, Joe.
What are you doing?
What's the smell like I'm doing? Hey, I need that. Come back. It's mine.
Hey, Dave.
Oh, hey, Joe.
What you doing?
Playing Game Boy.
Now I'm playing Game Boy. What's that?
You know, you've been doing this to me for over 10 years.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. Remember?
Oh, hi, Dave.
Hi, Joe.
What are you doing?
Eating donuts? Hey! Those are my donuts! Come back!
Oh, hey, Dave. What are you doing?
Oh, hey, Joe. I'm reading Playboy. I just got it today.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Come back here! That's twice! What a jerk.
You know, Dave, I guess I have been doing this to you for a while.
That's right.
And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. did it!
Oh, what's up, Joe?
Not much. What are you doing?
Well, you know how next episode you want to do on Genesis shooters and...
Oh, sure.
Well, you don't want to do that. I just don't know what you want to talk about. Well, anyways, you know, I figure I better play some of them so I can brush up on them.
Yeah, good idea. In fact, I haven't even played this one
Whoa,
yet.
hey, get back here with that. That's my game, Joe! Joe! I'll never learn.